Pokemon GO's version of a Battle Pass mechanic is now officially in the game, and just like most other Battle Passes that you would find in other games, there is a free version of it as well as a paid premium version. And when it comes to the paid version of the Tour Pass, it's something that a lot of players are discussing on whether or not it is actually worth it, and that's precisely what I want to talk about in this video. I'm going to be doing an analysis of the Tour Pass and whether or not the Deluxe Edition is something worth your money. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going fantastically well, and let's get right into it. So, the Tour Pass is now in Pokemon GO. This was something that Niantic teased quite a while ago, and it's basically Niantic's version of the Battle Pass, and it's something that all of us can actually complete for free. And just like most other Battle Passes, there is of course a paid premium track, and if you were to purchase this premium track, you would have access to a bunch of exclusive rewards, as well as some exclusive Pokemon which you could only get from purchasing the Deluxe Edition. And I think when it comes to purchasing this Deluxe Edition, it is quite pricey, so of course there's a lot of discussions regarding whether or not it is actually worth it, and in my opinion, it really comes down to where you are at in terms of your account. Let me explain. First and foremost, you're going to get access to some exclusive rewards as well as a Pokemon that hasn't been in the game for a very long time, and that Pokemon is, of course, Victini. It is a mythical Pokemon that was introduced from Pokemon Go Fest, I believe Pokemon Go Fest 2018, and ever since then, we haven't seen this Pokemon. And for a lot of players who do have this Pokemon, they're going to find that it is incredibly good for PvP, especially when it comes to certain specialty cups. So I think because of that, this Pokemon actually does have some sort of gameplay relevance, especially when it comes to people who are looking to get into PvP. So if you're someone who does not have Victini, it might be worth the $15 price tag just to get this Pokemon. And the really nice thing is, you do get it almost immediately when you purchase the Deluxe Edition. It's going to be the very first reward that you collect, and you do not even have to play the game to get that Pokemon. You just simply have to purchase it and you're immediately going to get it. So in that regard, I will say that if it comes down to it and you want to spend money to get yourself a Victini, it is definitely worth it because you do have it right away. Now, when it comes to all of the other rewards that you get when you purchase the Deluxe Edition, it's going to be additional stuff that you would typically get from just simply playing the game. You do have access to a bunch of different premium items like star pieces and raid passes, I believe. But overall, it's just stuff that you can just collect from playing Pokemon Go. So I do not necessarily feel like when it comes to those specific items, it's going to be worth it to purchase this pass specifically just for those items. It's just going to be an added bonus for you spending money on this pass. But the really big thing that a lot of people are purchasing this pass for is going to be the Lucky Trinket. It's a new item that Niantic recently introduced that will actually trigger a lucky trade within your next trade when you use it. And I think for that, it might actually be worth the $15 price tag, even if you're someone who already has a Victini, because getting lucky trades is actually quite difficult in Pokemon Go. You need to hit best friends with one of your friends, and then you have to constantly open gifts and send gifts every single day and hope to trigger a lucky trade. Yeah, there is a way for you to get guaranteed lucky trades within Pokemon Go, and it is actually quite complicated. I do not want to get into it, but aside from those 35 guaranteed lucky trades that you can do, this is going to be one that you will have a little bit more control over. Let's say you are going to be meeting up with a friend to do a lucky trade and you're not lucky friends with that friend, but you still want to get a lucky Pokemon out of them. Well, you could get this lucky trinket, use it, and both of you will get a lucky Pokemon. And maybe they will have a lucky trinket and they could use it, so that's another way for you both to get a lucky Pokemon. Or maybe both of you have a lucky trinket and you can get two lucky trades from that friend. I think that's one of the nice things about this new item. It just gives players an additional way to get lucky Pokemon. And when it comes to lucky Pokemon, in case you didn't know, there's some of the best ways for you to get 100% IVs as well as Shundos, which are some of the most coveted Pokemon in the game. And the reason why I say that is because the odds of getting yourself a perfect IV appraisal of a Pokemon is actually the lowest it's going to be throughout any part of Pokemon Go. You could do a whole bunch of raids, it's going to be 1 in about 250. You could do a whole bunch of field research tasks, it's going to be about the same. But when it comes to lucky trades, it's going to be 1 in 64, which might seem like a lot, but it's actually really low if you think about it. So yeah, I think this lucky trinket is something that might be worth the $15 price tag. It's something that I think a lot of players do need to consider, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessary. I think that's the beauty about this deluxe track. If you do not have Victini, yeah, maybe it might be worth purchasing because you will get that Victini and that's going to be a Pokédex entry. And don't forget, it is a mythical Pokemon, so it's not like you can even trade for it. But if you already have a Victini, essentially this is all optional. You do not have to spend the $15 to get some really good stuff. It's not going to be exclusive in that way. It's just going to be a lot of bonuses that you might be able to utilize to get some cool stuff, but it's not necessary. You're not going to be missing out if you do not purchase this deluxe ticket. So yeah, just enjoy the free rewards because there are quite a few free rewards that are actually worth it. Like some of the tiers, you will be able to unlock certain bonuses for this upcoming Go Tour event, and you're gonna get yourself a whole bunch of Stardust, as well as candies for legendaries, as well as some Pokemon that you would typically only get from 12-kilometer eggs, like Sandile. I think that's a lot of really good stuff, and it's really great that it's completely free. You could just simply play the game and get yourself extra rewards every single day. That's the beauty of this Tour Pass, and it's something that I really hope they continue to do. I hope it's not something that's going to be specifically relegated to special events like Go Tour. I think it'd be really great if they were to have this every single season. It will be a great way for them to make additional money. I think monetization is always a key part of Battle Pass mechanics. But yeah, I just really hope they keep it optional. That's definitely something that would make this a very successful mechanic. So yeah, overall, I will say that if you're considering spending money on this Tour Pass, if you want to purchase the Deluxe Edition, it's completely up to you. If you're a newer player without Victini, I do suggest you purchase this ticket because Victini is a very cool Pokemon and it's very powerful within the Go Battle League. But if you're someone who already has Victini and you do not necessarily care about the Lucky Trinket, then I will say that you should skip out on spending money on this Deluxe Pass and you should just enjoy the free rewards because yeah, I really do think that money would be better spent on getting a Raid Pass bundle, and you could use that for getting yourself a whole bunch of Kyurem this upcoming weekend, or maybe even Reshirams and Zekrams, which are actually very powerful Pokemon. So yeah, it's completely dependent on where you are at. I think there's going to be a lot of players who are against Battle Pass mechanics, but at the very least, they did give us a really decent free version of this Battle Pass, and that's something we should definitely not ignore. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I really enjoyed this discussion. I really do think that it's very interesting that Niantic is going in this direction, but I would like to know your thoughts regarding what you think about this Tour Pass. Do you feel like the $15 price tag is actually worth what you get, or do you feel like the free version is all that really matters? Definitely share your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel, the absolute best way you could do that is by becoming a paid Patreon member. And if you choose to do so, I will add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids in the friendship system, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And all of my patrons do get priority when it comes to remote raid invites, so that's something you should keep in mind. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow so that you can keep up with my daily life and you'll have access to some exclusive content. Definitely go and check it out. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you later.